What's going on, guys? Army-Firedawg is back again for the third and final of the series of the Shanling DAP reviews. And this is, of course, the little baby of the bunch, and that is of the M1. This little guy is very small, very lightweight, and very portable. But it's actually became my favorite of them, and I'll get into reasons why later on. But of course, I like to start with the construction of which, and then I'll work my way down from there. So the construction of the Shanling M1 is just like their bigger brothers. This thing only goes for right at about $150-ish, depending where you want to shop through. But it's all aluminum, same aluminum frame, and glass kind of mix. So it's a very premium material, especially for how respectively little they're charging for it. Now there is a few differences with the button layout here than the M2S or M3S or any other DAP model that I've been able to try from Shanling. The biggest one is that the power button's not here on top. It's actually right here on the side. Your back button's on the other side. Your select knob, your play, your pause is all right here with your click button. And that actually threw me off. I won't lie. That took me a minute or so to figure out that this button actually clicked in. And that's my bad. I didn't read the manual that was literally right on top. As soon as you opened up that page, literally had it right there what you do. So that's all on me. Anywho though, your selector knob is the one I like. I really like this type of selector knob. I personally find it's more responsive and more accurate, especially when going through a lot of playlists and the other issues I had with the knobs that I mentioned in the M2S and M3S review. But when you select it, here goes back to an issue I have that actually makes it kind of worse than the original ones. When I select it, it didn't always happen, but occasionally when I'm pushing in, the way it is, my finger would somewhat go up and down, and then I would select the one that's just above or just under the actual option I'm wanting. So I would then have to go back, scroll to it again, or put my cursor on it again, and then try and select it again. Not a huge thing, but it's something that it gets old after the third time doing it in a row. You just want it to select the song that you want to listen to. The memory card is still very impressive on this model, and all other models they can handle up to a 256 gigabit. However, they've said it has easily been able to take a 400 gigabit without any issues. That's from them. So there should be no issues with memory capacity. Now let's move on down to the features. So this thing is only roughly about $150. However, it maintains all the cool features that the bigger ones have, the more expensive models. It has your Bluetooth 4 with aptX. It has the Hibby or Hi-Bi wireless connectivity with your phone. So if you download the app for your phone, you can control everything this does from your phone. In my opinion, that's a cool feature to offer. However, I can just as easily bring this out of my pocket or grab this wherever it is. I can just control this just as easily as I can on my phone. But it does have the benefit of being able to connect a combi unit. And by combi unit, I mean a portable or desktop amp DAC all-in-one unit. That's what I mean by combi. You simply connect it to the aux port. Vast majority of the time, it will automatically register there is something connected here, and then it will adjust it to now everything, all the sound processing and amplification is handled by the combi unit. This is just used as an interface from then on. However, the same issue applies. Please listen to me, my friends. When you disconnect your combi unit or whatever DAC, whatever you have plugged into it, please make sure you go to your settings. Make sure it says line out and not port out. If it says port out and you plug in headphones, no matter if it's high impedance or low impedance, if it's still on port out setting, you will get blasted full power and full volume from this. And you cannot adjust the volume. The volume control will not work. So you will just, before you hit the play button, go into the settings and make sure you manually check and ensure it says line out option. Line out from here. From then on, you can control the volume. Everything's hunky-dory as it should be. Now, moving on to the sound quality. And the sound is actually why I love this guy the most of the other three models. And it's the cheapest. So And I actually had to, while I was writing my review and listening to it, I had to check other people's reviews and what they thought of it to make sure I'm hearing what I'm hearing. So the sound on the Shanling M1 actually adds a touch of warmth to the music versus leaving it very neutral as the other two models did. This one has a nice touch of warmth to it, musicality, so mids and acoustic instruments have a nice touch of forwardness to it, which, as you all well know, I really, really enjoy. So I really listened to this, and I was able to just relax to music. It wasn't really good for critical listening, but I really enjoyed it. And this little guy, however you're pushing it to its max, can power the Beyerdynamic 600 ohm T1 Generation 2. Now, yes, it can make it as loud as volume as I want it to go, but there is definitely more potential to be had with the T1's Tesla drivers that this thing, it just can't control. However, in terms of being able to power it respectively to its price, very, very impressive. It still gave wonderful amounts of detail, surprisingly good for only, like I said, only $150 that this thing's offering. The amount of detail retrieval it gets from the music and makes the headphones reproduce. Again, even the higher impedance T1 flagship from Beyerdynamic, really, really impressive job. I was more impressed with this unit than the other two because all the features that Shanling added to this guy, this holds the lion's share of everything that made those other products good is in this one for only $150. If this thing had a balanced 2.5 millimeter line output, I don't think you could beat this at many multiples more expensive. To sum up my thoughts on the M1 is that for only $150, the Shanling M1 I feel is one of the optimal products to offer or to advise someone who's just testing the waters with audiophilia or the audio enthusiast hobby. It's relatively inexpensive, but it can do a lot of things that much more expensive products offer. You get a great unboxing with it, for those of you that care about that. The construction is very nice. This is a very nice material. Aluminum and glass. I was truly expecting plastic in even the other ones, but this at $150 is still aluminum and glass mix. Very premium. I feel very appreciated as to be a consumer / customer from Shanling. So I like that, and this is very present in the M1. It's small enough to fit in about any pocket, or what I would probably use it most for, a workout band. Like even a small one that my giant LG V20 can't hardly fit into anything. This little booger right here probably fits anywhere. Guys, that is actually it for my review of the Shanling Audio M1. I am truly impressed by the performance of that little guy, and I strongly recommend it to anyone looking for an introductory DAP that doesn't want to spend too much money but wants to see what it's all about. If any of you have any questions, or if there's something I may have missed that you would like me to clarify more, I know these last 3 reviews have been very short in respect to my other ones, but they're very straightforward. Like, anyone can pick up the Shanling models and be like, bam, I know how to work it, I know how it operates, and what it offers, though is straightforward, is pretty impressive. And that's for any of the 3 models, not just the M1. But guys, as always, my name is Army-Firedawg. It has truly been a pleasure, but most importantly, and please I ask my friends, stay safe.